Hi YouTube viewers, welcome back to my next video on IELTS score required to study in abroad. So the main motive of this video is so many members, so many students which I counsel, they don't get their best universities in abroad due to this IELTS score. Because of lack of this IELTS score only, the most of the students get some universities like which is very less popular or which is not ranked good at top most universities. So let us see the IELTS score required to study in abroad by Manohar Mohant. Let us go. So let us see the overview of this. So I will be telling about the introduction. So what is IELTS and how it will be, and different types of IELTS which are there, and different certificates. So types is different and certificates which the IELTS produce is different. So we will be seeing that certified IELTS courses and then different modules. We will be going through the modules. There are 4 modules which we will be seeing clearly, and then I will be concluding it by how much score is best to get in popular universities. So in my previous video you have seen that I have told 6.5, no band less than 6. That is the minimum requirement. We will be going through details what are those bands and no band less than means what. So let us go to my next slide. So introduction. So let us talk about the IELTS full form. IELTS is nothing but International English Language Testing System. So here we will be testing your English communication skills. How is your communication skills? I think my communication skills are not appropriate, but I quite manage to talk in English. So that's the reason I am making these videos and telling about you. My English is not good, but make your English is better, because you have to go to abroad and you have to study there. So the communication must be in English. So many of them wish to go in abroad, and due to this lack of communication problem, they fail to make their friends or to get habituated with that environment. So many of the universities suggest to take IELTS because to communicate them, and what the lecturers are telling their lecturers, you should be able to understand and you should be able to produce in your exams. So written test, listening skills, everything is required. So this IELTS test will be providing this all kind of tests. There will be 4 rounds which we will be going to see. So many of the universities accept it. Australia, Canada, New Zealand, everywhere IELTS is valid. So take IELTS and you can go any part of the world. So that's the introduction of the IELTS. Now let us go different types of IELTS. So majorly IELTS is categorized into 2 parts. As you can see, it's IELTS academics and IELTS general training. So most of you thinks which IELTS I should take. It depends. Actually it depends. If a student wants to take an IELTS, then he should opt for an academic. Academic will be best to him to take in IELTS. If a person wants to communicate with the other countries, like an Indian people or a Pakistani people or a Nepal people or a Chinese people wants to communicate with US, UK, Canada, then they should communicate only in English. So if the employees of a company wants to communicate with these clients, then they should go through this IELTS general training program or test, which will certify them that he can communicate with those clients which are present in US, UK, Canada. So these parts he can communicate through it. By seeing this IELTS score, then some of the companies will recruit them so that the communication will be very smoothly handled. And IELTS academics will be taken by students, where students has to go academics. So academics plays a major role in this for the students for IELTS academics. So what is the difference, major difference between IELTS academics and IELTS general training? We'll be going through detail, but one thing is common in this both IELTS academic and IELTS general training test. There will be only 4 modules: listening, writing, reading, speaking. These 4 modules are common for both the tests, but how it differs I'll be showing you in my next slides, coming slides. So be patient, don't skip this video. So different certified, as I have gone through this IELTS website, you can see that I have put it an IELTS website where they have at their footer, we can able to see that British Council, IDP and Cambridge English Language Assessment these are the 3 certificates which they produce for the IELTS. So you can take in any IELTS scorecard, then you will be able to find it is certified from British Council, or it will be certified from IDP, or it will be certified for Cambridge English Language Assessment. So these are the different IELTS. You can see IELTS sheets, we can able to see. So which one is better? For an academics, I mostly prefer British Council, and for general training, you can certify from anyone, any of them. It is better. Okay. So these are the 3 certificates which IELTS give us. So in my next video, I will be telling different modules present in academics, and as usual general training. We have listening, reading, writing, speaking. Basically, IELTS test will be of 2 days. No confusion, just it will be of 2 days. Listening, reading and writing will be 1 day, and speaking will be other day. So it is same for academics as well as general. See, in listening, it will be a 30 minutes plus 10 minutes extra they will be giving for both general and as well as academics, where you have to listen the words which they speak, and then we have to jot down the answers, where it may be like filling the blanks or choose the correct answers, or it may be match the following, anything there will be, and we have to listen it, and then we have to jot down the answers. So for writing, they will be providing us a 10 minutes extra for both. And then coming to a reading section, there it is of 60 minutes, 3 long passages they will be giving, and they will be asking us to read them. So we have to read it. Same section, same goes for general training also, same goes for academic also. So here we have different kinds of modules. So in academics, they will be giving us academical passages. Here general passages they will be giving in general training. Okay, after that reading, then we will be having a writing. It is of 60 minutes, which is nothing but 1 hour. In this, we have to write at least 150 of words to summarize anything like graphs, or it may be what you have read, that you have to summarize it. In academics, first I will be talking about academics. So what you have read, you will be summarizing it, and then you will be writing it, or whatever the graph or flow chart, whichever they have provided it, you have to write it in a words, and we have to provide it. And there will be a short essay of 250 words. Essay, they will be giving the topic. Upon topic, we have to write a small essay, and then we have to provide. In writing of general, it is quite different. They will be giving us to write a letter writing, nothing but in your lower sections you have gone through this letter writing of 150 words they will be given, and as usual same short essay of 250 words. Then it will be a speaking, which will be another day or before this exam, listening, reading or writing, or after this, it may be. It depends upon that schedule. It depends. It will be a face-to-face interview. Short questions will be asked, and you have to give these answers spontaneously. So if you see, I have marked a star. Listening and speaking components are both same. Listening and speaking are both same for academics and general training. The difference between the comes here is reading and writing, because reading you will be reading the academics, everything. Writing academics you will be writing. Here in general you will be talking about general things, general knowledge. Generally you will be doing it. So there the difference comes, readings and writing. Apart from this, all are same. So fee structure for the IELTS. So no worries, the fees is about 11,300, which I have gone through the website of IELTS, and it is valid up to 2 years. Up to 2 years you can apply for the academics. I'm talking about for the academics IELTS. It is valid up to 2 years. Up to 2 years you can apply for any university by taking this IELTS score. Moreover, the common countries which are strong connection with this IELTS is UK, Australia, Canada, has lately moved to US. These are the different countries. As usual, you have seen that the 4 bands, it should be every band there you should get 6. You have to not get below 6. If you get below 6, then you will face a problem of it. You will be having an LCOS program which will be offered by the university of 10 weeks, where you will be going a regular English program, English training program. You will be wasting your money there. If you do better here, then you need not to waste your money there. So I suggest you to get minimum 6 and maximum you can opt is 9. That is highest score. Maximum you can opt is 9 and get minimum of 6 score and maximum of 9. And my conclusion is IELTS is best when compared to any other testing languages like PT. I hate PT. PT is worst. You can tell it that is the worst. You don't write PT. And PT is quite okay. I recommend who are poor in communications, they can go for PT and get a good score there. And by getting a good score, you can go to, they will compare with IELTS, so you will be getting a good above 6, then you will be passed. So most of the people who has less communication go through PT and then they will be going through that. So but I highly recommend IELTS, to take IELTS and do it. I don't recommend PT at all to my subscribers and to my students. Okay. Next, if any doubts or any queries, you can go through that website www.ielts.org. You can go there and you can search, or if you have any queries, just comment below. I am there to solve the comment. Okay. And I mainly deal with Australian countries, so any Australia doubts you can always ask me. So subscribe and like and share to your friends so that everyone will be helpful by looking this. Thank you for watching this video.